feeling low.
Hi there, my lemon slices, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a hashtag registered dietitian to be. We are gathered here today for another installment in my ongoing series, Stuff Influencers Say. And today, influencers are saying some stuff. In this series, we react to, debunk, and frequently have a good laugh at the ridiculous things that influencers put out into the internet. Sometimes they're shilling useless products, and sometimes they're just talking out the side of their necks and saying dumb stuff. Either way, I don't like it because 99% of the time, it is misinformation, and that's what we're here to correct. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and lots of dry sarcasm on the way, why not hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand, because I would truly love to have you here. Without anything further, let's make lemonade. Okay, first things first, you guys, look at how cute this top is. It would be cooler if I was wearing like a cute bra to show off, but I'm not. I'm wearing like a training bra right now. But it's still a cute top. I got it from Lululemon a long time ago. I'll try and link it below if they still have it, but like I said, I got the shirt actually on the sale rack. Probably at least 2 or 3 years ago from Lululemon, so they probably don't even have it anymore. All right, so this video is unscripted. We're filming with my pants down today. That's what I call it when I go unscripted. We have frequent flyer, Autumn Calabrese. We have some people doing Parasite cleanses. And yeah, let's dive in. Let's start with this guy. Most of these came from Instagram. Most of them have been sent to me, so thank you. Let's read it. You started rubbing magnesium oil on your feet daily and you suddenly don't crave sugar or salty foods. You don't have energy crashes around 3 p.m. anymore. That's specific. Your anxiety is going away. Your bloating is going down and you have more energy throughout the day. Finger pointing down emoji. All right. Well, magnesium is a necessary electrolyte, but I'm going to say I don't believe that magnesium oil on your feet of all places is doing all that. I'm going to go with the placebo effect for 600, Alex. It's a Jeopardy reference. Yeah, I don't really, I mean, this is extremely ridiculous. I didn't read the comments under this post. You don't have energy crashes around 3 p.m. anymore. Your anxiety is going away. Your anxiety is going away. So you're saying that this has helped a mental health issue. Your bloating is going down. I don't even know how magnesium oil on your feet gets to your intestine in your GI tract. And you have more energy throughout the day. Yeah, more energy for rubbing magnesium oil on your feet for no reason, I guess. Great. Love that for him. You know what? If he thinks that that magnesium oil on his feet is helping him with all this, I think that's great. And honestly, it's probably not hurting him. But my problem with this is like my problem with a lot of these posts similar to this. Is rubbing magnesium oil on your feet gonna hurt you? Probably not for most people. Like, it's probably a harmless activity. And at the very least, it's, you know, keeping your feet kind of not dry and cracked. But my issue with this is my same issue. I mean, he said your anxiety is down. Like, you're saying that this has helped your mental health. There's a lot of people out there who are on like Xanax for their anxiety. And they might see this and want to get off of their Xanax because big pharma. I rub magnesium oil on my feet and this will help me. Oh, don't listen to influencers. All right, next up, let's look at Autumn Calabrese next. Okay, so this is about 3 minutes of clips. They're both broken down in about 1.5 minutes. If you follow anti-MLM / anti-scam content and you're pretty abreast of Beachbody shenanigans, I'm sorry. Body shenanigans, then you know that they're coming out with a hormone health program. Hormone health program is launching winter 2024. I feel like it's probably not going to be called hormone health program. I feel like they're probably just calling it that now because they don't want to share the name yet. Launch date to be released in due course. So as you know, or as you maybe you don't know, before Beachbody launches a lot of programs like nutrition, fitness, or otherwise, they like to do what's called like a test group. And the test group is just how it sounds. They basically have a group of people that they recruit. No pun intended. If you get recruited into the test group, you're trying the program. Yeah, and then you're a product of the product, and then they use that in advertising to show people the amazing result. The thing is, all of these Beachbody programs, and this is something that's so interesting because the reps never seem to realize this at all. All of these Beachbody programs, no matter what they claim to do, it seems like all of their amazing transformations are always weight loss transformations, which I don't have a problem with that personally, but like, with the gut health thing last year, I don't understand how somebody's before and after picture of them having lost an inch or two around their waist, I don't understand how that's showing improved gut health. Beachbody does a thing Hold on, I don't want to talk too much. Let's get to the clip.
Group starting, my hormone health test group starting in 2 weeks. And we had over 70 women apply to be in the group. Incredible. From those 70, I think we picked like 60, maybe just under 60 to actually go through.
I would like to know how one goes about applying to be in a Beachbody test group. I always assumed that everybody in these test groups were consultants of the company. I don't know how you get picked. I don't know if it was like a Hunger Games type deal where you volunteer as tribute, or I guess according to her right now they applied. So yeah, I always wondered like could I apply to be in a test group? I wouldn't. Probably be terrible. Also, I forgot to say, my friend Jen sent me these clips from Autumn Calabrese's story just last week. So thank you, Jen, for sending me this nonsense.
Testing, like blood work, saliva tests, to see where people's hormones are at before we decided who would be in the group.
Okay, sorry, I'm pausing again. I just want to say, I appreciate that they're actually doing blood work on people as part of the test group, because that's something that a lot of people who were critical of the gut health program and Beachbody programs in general, that's something that we're very critical about. I'm very critical about it as well. All Beachbody does is show before and after pictures, and they're all weight loss before and after pictures. Using the gut health program as an example, they marketed it as a way to help improve your gut health, but when they went for advertising, all it was just showing weight loss before and afters. How was that demonstrating an improvement of gut health? How was that demonstrating a reduction of IBS symptoms? It's not. It's just demonstrating that you lost weight. We've talked about bias before in my videos, and it came up in my reading carnivore hate comments videos. Butter eater people would get mad and be like, well, you need to look at the funding of those studies. Funding is relevant in studies because whoever is funding the study has a vested interest in there being a certain result, then that could sway the outcomes that ultimately end up being published. I'm not going to call this a study, but I guess for all intents and purposes, I will. Beachbody is the one funding this study. They're collecting all the baseline data, but remember, Beachbody has a vested interest in this hormone health program showing results and actually working. I think it's good that they're collecting blood work, but if that blood work doesn't demonstrate a positive change in their favor at the end of the test group, can we trust them to A, publish it, and B, publish it truthfully and actually accurately represent the results, or lack thereof, I should say.
And when we did the questionnaire, people would fill out the questionnaire, they would tell us all their symptoms, what's wrong, what they're feeling, and then obviously we get blood work to make sure we're backing that up. Here's where it gets interesting. Out of the almost 60 people that we tested, I would like to say that not that many had problems, but I would say that 97% of the women that got tested came back with not like mild hormone problems, like things are out of whack. Like it's no wonder they're feeling the way they feel.
I want to know what she means by that, because there are a lot of things that you can see from someone's blood work, but to the untrained eye, and in my opinion, Autumn Calabrese is untrained because she's not a fucking endocrinologist. Oh, she took a 6-month intensive hormone course. I don't care. She's not an endocrinologist, okay? Her 6-month intensive hormone health course that she's took, that is such a slap in the face to endocrinologists who have spent years in medical school and studying the endocrine system. I do not consider her an expert in this area, or any area of fitness or nutrition, by the way. I consider her eye untrained in terms of what to look for when you're looking at hormonal values in blood work. For those of you who don't know, if you're new here, I'm a dietetic intern. I'm in school to become a registered dietitian, and I'm currently completing my clinical rotation at a hospital in my area. Freaking love it. And I spend a lot of time every single day looking at people's blood work. And there are values that are relevant to nutrition in people's blood work that I understand how to interpret and I understand what they mean, but hormones are actually not one of them always. It's just interesting when she's like, things are out of whack. I want to know what she means. I want to know what value she's talking about, because off the top of my head, I'm thinking of TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, and like T3 and T4. T3 is triiodothyronine and T4 is tetraiodothyronine. And these are the main values that, like, if somebody's doing a panel to look at to see like how your thyroid is doing, which is a major indicator of hormonal imbalances and any like endocrine issues that you're having, they look at your thyroid hormones. So I would like to know what Autumn means by things are out of whack.
Really a mess. That being said, here's what's more interesting. People fill out the questionnaire, they feel horrible, they don't want to feel like this anymore, they're frustrated, They want it to change. They get accepted into the group knowing that their hormones are a mess. And then they go, it's over the summer. I'm going to travel. I don't want to make the commitment. I don't want to have to change the way I eat. I don't want to figure out where to do the workouts.
So that's the end of that clip, but there's another clip. Before I play it, I just want to say this one thing. She's proving my point right now of what I frequently talk about, why I hate fitness challenges and programs and stuff like that, because they are short term, and when things are short term, it denotes an end date. If you're trying to be a healthy human, do more healthy habits and just live a healthier lifestyle. Doing something like the 21-day fix, or it's called portion fix now, or whatever the hell it's called now. It's 21 days, I think. The 4-week gut protocol, or the 75 hard, all of that stuff indicates an end point. You are probably going to lose weight and establish like something of a fitness routine while you're on that program, while you're doing it. What are you going to do afterwards though? And that's why these things are not sustainable. Somebody sent me an Instagram story of a Beachbody coach that's done the 75 hard like 3 times. And it's because she keeps getting off track after she finishes it. And then she's like, oh, I lost all my progress. I'm gonna do the 75 hard again. What a lot of people don't realize is that they are just living life, continuing to be on a hamster wheel, a fitness program after fitness program, or diet after diet after diet, instead of just engaging in healthful habits for life. And not just doing things for 4 weeks or 3 months or 75 days. And rant. All right, let's play the next clip.
What? This is crazy to me. And I'm not saying it to shame anybody. It's not that. It's just that it speaks to the mindset we have. We feel horrible. We know something is wrong. We want it to change. We're trying to do all these things to change it. And then all of a sudden you get somebody that's willing to give a solution and say, here it is. And we don't want to do the hard things.
Give a solution. You have the solution to somebody's hormonal imbalances in this program that you're just testing, by the way. It's not proven to do anything. I mean, none of their programs are proven to do anything. She just called it a solution. This is just a test. You're just testing it. This is the pilot phase. Let me calm down. This is the last clip, but it just started.
We don't want to have to make some sacrifices because it's summer. We don't want to have to make some sacrifices while we travel. And it's like, you've got to pick. You've got to pick your heart. You've got to pick if you want to continue to feel the way you feel, with your hormones completely out of balance, not feeling good, exhausted, struggling to lose weight, struggling to sleep, moody, anxiety, skin conditions, all these different things that are listed, low libido. You got to pick if that's your hard, and that's fine if that's the hard you choose to stay with, or if you're going to choose 3 months of hard to fix it. When it feels scary, when it feels hard, that's when you've got to go for it. That's when you've got to jump all in. You got to lean in and you've got to do the hard things. You've got to show yourself that you can do those things, because otherwise you end up stuck. And nobody wants to be stuck. Nobody wants to feel bad. Nobody.
So that's the end of the clips I have. It seemed like she had a little bit more to say, but I did not. That's the end of what I have. But yeah. Okay, so she said 3 months, so we can assume that this the hormone health program, about a 12-week program, 3 months long. And it's just very interesting to me. And I said this exact thing to Jen. I was like, so it's interesting that if you have had a lifetime or at least several years of hormonal imbalances that have caused you a lot of health issues, that Autumn thinks that this program will fix you in 3 months. Personally, I highly doubt that, but I do look forward to learning more about the hormone health program. And hey, you know what? It's been a while since Brianna has subjected herself to a terrible social media MLM type crash diet. So potentially coming soon to an iPhone near you, Brianna tries the hormone health program by Beachbody. I'm sorry, Body. People don't want to do the hard things to get better. And she proved my point with what I was saying before. Changing your life and engaging in healthy habits shouldn't be a super hard thing. If somebody needs to or wants to lose a large amount of weight, if somebody just wants to exercise more to improve their health and their longevity, you shouldn't throw hard things at the wall right out of the gate, because why? That's not sustainable. You're not going to stick with those hard things. Building on my point, all the people raved about the Beachbody 4-week gut protocol and about how it improved X, Y, and Z, how it changed their lives, how they no longer have bloating, gas, diarrhea, blah, blah, blah. And now here comes this program. I'm sorry, if The last program was supposed to be the thing that changed my life. Why do I need this program? But you know, all these Beachbody consultants are about to go hard and sell their souls advertising for this program. And how much do you want to bet? Program's not out yet. Hello, Onyx. Hi. How much do you guys want to bet that this program is going to consist? You see his little nose. Hey, baby. How much do you guys want to bet that this program is just going to be a hyper-restrictive meal plan, which is going to induce weight loss in most people because it's going to greatly restrict calories. And then it's going to have, probably my guess, an exercise component. You know, that's probably really nothing special. Maybe it'll be a bunch of weird dumbbell dances. I don't know. We'll see what Autumn's going to come up with for the fitness component of this. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. All right. Next up, we actually have a couple of clips. Somebody sent me this. This series is stuff influencers say. However, the girl that we're about to watch is an Amare representative. I've done a deep dive on Amare before, and I've talked about Amare at length before, which is a multi-level marketing company, health, wellness, supplements, whatever, same shit, different day. But the product she's shilling has nothing to do with Amare. She was doing a Parasite cleanse and heavy metal detox. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it on this video. I'll have to see what I can do with editing, because she actually shows what she believes to be worms in her feces. She calls them rope worms, which rope worms have been disproven before. They're not a thing. It's a pseudoscientific term that people who do parasite cleanses call what comes out in their poop, but really rope worms are more likely to be your intestinal lining being pulverized because you're consuming some sort of dewormer or parasite cleanse that is tearing up your insides, and then you poop it out, and then these people who buy into this pseudoscientific nonsense call them rope worms. We talked a lot about it in my Jessica Hickson video. You guys remember my Jessica Hickson video, right? I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Day 9 of our cleanse, so I'm going to take you through what I do. So this is my tincture. I add it with a little bit of grape juice, and then this is the pudding. It's a 1.5 cups of grape juice and a tablespoon of the binder. Mix it up and drink. Next step was our kidney tea, and then straight to our enema, which I did have to hang from the ceiling this time. But we got a great release. And my second release, I was so flabbergasted, I had to message Erin to find out exactly what it was because it was very large. Forewarning, so it is a very large rope worm with all the things inside of it. Obviously, we're not digging through it, but it was a very good release today.
That's your poop. That's your feces that you're putting online. Putting on the internet, showing people your feces. And that right there, that's not a rope worm. That doesn't even look worm-like. It's disgusting. Let's read that text from Erin. Erin, is this you? Just kidding, it's not. It's not our friend Erin Beast. Oh sis, you're getting so deep. Ginormous rope worm full of heavy metals. Wait a minute, they're full of heavy metals now? Ginormous rope worm full of heavy metals and egg/worms, most likely. This is a giant colon release. I really hate the fact that they call it a release. That sounds so disgusting. So Erin just said that it's full of heavy metals. I'm confused. Why would the rope worm, it's not a rope worm, and rope worm's not a real thing, but for all intents and purposes, let's just pretend it is a rope worm. Why would the rope worm be filled with heavy metals? How did the rope worm get in there? These people always talk about how they have rope worms in their poo, and then they love to show their poo to TikTok and Instagram and stuff, but they never actually talk about how they get rope worms. How do you get rope worms? I know that this video is unscripted, so, you know, not super duper well researched and more just my off the top of the head reactions, but I do want to get a definition to rope worms. From Healthline, medically reviewed by Youssef Joel Solomon, MD, article by Alicia Lockett, MS. Updated on April 24th, 2023. April 24th is my husband's birthday. Rope worms may simply be shed pieces of intestinal mucus. Mucus can be more common with certain health conditions, including inflammatory bowel disease and colon cancer. There are multiple types of intestinal parasites that can infect human bodies, such as tapeworms, pinworms, hookworms, and more. In recent years, there's been discussion of another potential intestinal inhabitant called the rope worm. While some people believe that the so-called quote-unquote rope worms are intestinal parasites, the more plausible theory is that these quote-unquote worms are more likely strands of intestinal mucus. Okay, so I just was reading that stuff because I just wanted to offer some more literature on rope worms. Aside, that was beyond me just saying here what rope worms are. Anyway, so yeah, so that was really disgusting. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show this in the video. I'll put a blur over it when I'm editing and, you know, we'll see what happens. There's one more really quick clip of her. It's only 5 seconds and it's more of her showing her feces, but she's also like showing her stomach area too to demonstrate, I guess, that she doesn't have like, oh, look how not bloated I am from this Parasite and heavy metal cleanse. Disgusting. Disgusting. Why are you playing with your poop? Or I guess I should say, why are you playing with your intestines or intestinal mucus or whatever it is? So I wanted to figure out what the product she was using, because at first I thought it might have been Amare, because she is an Amare consultant, which is par for the course, because it just seems like a lot of these multi-level marketing reps are frequently crunchy moms who are very susceptible to believing in pseudoscience like Parasite cleanses and heavy metal detoxes. But it's not an Amare product from what I can see. It is a product distributed by the Sanctuary Holistic Wellness. That's the name of their Instagram. And right at the top, it says Parasite and heavy metal detoxing. So she's using a product that is distributed by them. I think that's it right there, actually, with the grapes. Are those grapes? So that's the product that she says that she's using. So it's not an Amare product. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, these Parasite cleanses, you don't need to do them because you probably don't have parasites. If you live in a modern, developed first world country, such as the United States, for example, you probably don't have any sort of intestinal parasites. And if you did have parasites, you would probably know it. I can't fathom going to the bathroom and taking a poo, seeing things moving around in that poo, and then being like, I'm gonna order some shit from some wellness place on TikTok instead of going to the doctor and getting antiviral or anti-parasitic drugs, which will most likely clear it up within a few days and not annihilate my intestinal lining as well. I've gotten comments before from, I haven't gotten them in a long time, actually. It's been a while. But I have gotten comments in the past of people being like, Brianna, it's kind of elitist that you assume that everybody can just go to the doctor. And to be frank and fair, yes, not everybody in the United States has access to healthcare. But let's just talk for a second about the populations that we frequently see doing things like this. Like that chick, for example, the crunchy moms. Every single food item in their house is probably organic and is probably very expensive. I'm making a lot of generalizations here, but stick with me. They probably spend a lot of money on dietary supplements that they don't need. So we know that they're good at wasting money. Is it really unfair to assume that they don't also have access to healthcare? They probably do, but they choose to treat themselves with weird random supplements that they buy online from random wellness quacks on the internet instead of going to the actual doctor because big pharma's bad. In this context, I don't feel like it's an unfair assumption to think that a crunchy mom, who's also in a multi-level marketing company, by the way, remember this girl's an Amare. If Amare is like every other diet or multi-level marketing company, then she has to buy product to keep her account active in some capacity every month or every 3 months or something like that. So she fucking has money. Is it an unfair assumption to assume that she has access to medical care? I don't think it is. Anyway, one last thing I want to say before I go. Heavy metals. People going on and on about heavy metal detoxing. I just want to say, I've mentioned this before. My house is built in the 1970s. My house is actually this year will be 51 years old. Our house is built in 1973, and we have original windows in our house. And there were concerns when we were buying our house from our appraiser that there was lead in our windows. Our windows have since been tested and they tested negative for lead. But when this was going on, I was like, oh, there might be lead in our windows, so let me do some research. Frequently, whenever people are talking about heavy metal detoxing, one of the heavy metals they're talking about is lead. And so the interesting thing that I learned about lead poisoning is once you're poisoned by lead, you're poisoned by lead and that's it. The effects of lead poisoning are there and they're irreversible. So that's just something else I want to add. People who say you can detox from lead and other heavy metals, it's probably bullshit, especially talking particularly about lead anyway. You can't detox from lead. The effects of lead poisoning are not reversible. Once they're there, they're there. So just another money grab from wellness grifters online. Just keep that in mind. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content similar, hit the subscribe button. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Queen Lemon, over and out. Camera's about to die. Let's go find dogs. There's one dog. There's another dog. Hey, Zeus. What's your sister doing? Oh, hello, ma'am. Hello. On my side of the bed, I see. Are you comfy? Yes. The little baby hippo. Such a tired girl. Why's your little tail wagging? Oh, you about to talk back? You got something to say? You got something to say? Huh? No? Who's saying bye? Are you? Are you saying bye? You did a big stretch and a little mini roo. I love your roo, Zeus. Can we say bye? You such a handsome little boy. Oh, there she goes, stealing the show. Okay, Alpha. Bye. Ma'am. You're a baby girl. Bye.